Have you ever wondered what treasures might be lurking beneath the surface of your own backyard? Well, get ready to be amazed, because some lucky individuals have stumbled upon jaw-dropping discoveries right in their own outdoor spaces. From ancient relics to valuable artifacts, the discoveries made in people's yards will leave you amazed. Join us as we delve into the remarkable tales of ordinary people stumbling upon extraordinary treasures right in their own backyards. Number 20. Dinosaur bone. While it's not uncommon to stumble upon a few critters in your backyard, uncovering the bones of an extinct creature is quite an unexpected find. During the excavation of a backyard pool for a Las Vegas client, a group of construction workers made a once-in-a-lifetime discovery when they stumbled upon a collection of unusual bones. Remarkably, after just 4 or 5 feet of digging below the surface, the workers unearthed the fossil. Initially, they speculated it might belong to a large animal like a horse. Still, their astonishment grew when experts from the Nevada Science Center confirmed that the bones were indeed from a dinosaur. These experts estimate that the species roamed the Earth between 6,000 and 14,000 years ago. The presence of this rare fossil is likely due to the sediment layers in the area, possibly dating back to the Ice Age. Interestingly, the property owners had jokingly remarked that the workers might uncover a valuable fossil that could cover the pool's construction costs, and their jest turned out to be spot on. It was a delightful and unexpected surprise for all involved. Number 19. Whale fossil. Imagine walking past a seemingly ordinary boulder every day, never suspecting that it holds a remarkable secret within its rugged exterior. Gary Johnson, like many of us, didn't give much thought to the large rock in his yard when he first laid eyes on it over 50 years ago. But little did he know that this unassuming boulder would become the center of a fascinating discovery. It wasn't until half a century later, when authorities unearthed a million-year-old sperm whale fossil nearby, that Johnson's memory was sparked. Suddenly, he remembered the forgotten rock in his backyard and promptly alerted the authorities. With the help of pulleys and a sturdy steel trolley, the 1,000-pound boulder was carefully lifted from its resting place. As it was hoisted up a steep slope and loaded onto a truck bound for the museum, excitement filled the air. Upon closer examination, experts were stunned to find that the fossil wasn't from a sperm whale as initially thought, but rather from a 17-million-year-old baleen whale. Even more astonishing is the rarity of this find. It's only one of 20 baleen fossils known to exist today. These ancient creatures whose fossils we've uncovered are distant relatives of the baleen whales still thriving in our oceans today. Number 18. Safe full of treasure. A couple residing on Staten Island, situated on the east coast of the United States, had some yard work done, which led to the astonishing discovery of buried treasure worth a small fortune. Matthew and Maria Colonna Emanuel had hired a local company to replace several trees on their property due to issues with deer munching on them. As the new trees were being placed around their yard's perimeter, they stumbled upon what initially seemed like a mundane cable box. Little did they know, it was a safe. The landscapers, who initially mistook it for a metal box, brought it to their attention. Matthew recalled thinking it might be related to electricity. However, upon closer inspection, they found a dial indicating it was indeed safe. Opening it, they were met not with tangled wires, but with a treasure trove of cash and jewels. Inside the safe were soggy bills totaling $52,000, along with diamonds, rubies, and more. Interestingly, they also found a piece of paper with an address inside. After some investigation, they discovered it belonged to a home on their block. Upon visiting their neighbors, they learned that the house had been robbed in 2011, with a safe containing $52,000. The thief's motive for dropping the safe in their neighbor's yard and not reclaiming the valuables remained unclear. Doing the right thing, the couple returned everything to its rightful owners. Number 17. $150,000 cursed money. In August of 2011, a carpenter named Sabaj was tending to his vegetable patch at their Johnsburg house when he stumbled upon an unexpected treasure, approximately $150,000 in cash. Remarkably, Sabaj had been out of work for 2 years at the time, making the discovery all the more surprising. Viewing it as a stroke of luck, Sabaj immediately contacted the police to report the find instead of keeping the money for himself. To everyone's amazement, no one came forward to claim the bag of cash when it was announced. The authorities, in their efforts to find the rightful owner, informed Sabaj that if the money remained unclaimed by the end of 2012, it would be his. Despite no immediate claimants, an unexpected turn of events unfolded when an 87-year-old liquor store employee named Dolores Johnson from Naperville stepped forward, asserting her ownership of the money. Tragically, Dolores passed away before the legal process could confirm her claim. The elderly woman's family asserted that their dementia-stricken grandmother threw away the money after learning it was cursed. The eventual demise of both Sabaj and Dolores added an eerie undertone to the story. Ultimately, Dolores's daughter received the majority of the money, with Sabaj's father receiving a small finder's fee from the family. The question remains, is the money truly cursed, or was this simply another unfortunate coincidence? Number 16. Cannonball. Kids are natural explorers, always curious and eager to discover new things. It's no surprise that they often notice interesting objects while playing and digging. However, not every child gets the chance to stumble upon something as extraordinary as a historic cannonball dating back to the Civil War. In Southwell, Nottinghamshire, a 10-year-old boy experienced just that when he uncovered a cannonball while digging a deep hole in his garden. The hole was originally dug when the boy's father uprooted a tree in the area. At first, neither the father nor the son could identify the round, rusted object. So, they decided to take it to a nearby archaeological resource center for further investigation. To their amazement, historians at the center were able to confirm that it was indeed a cannonball from the Civil War era. What they had initially dismissed as insignificant turned out to be a poignant piece of history. The cannonball, made of iron and weighing roughly 8 pounds, would have been fired from a 4-bore cannon during the war. This discovery surely left a lasting impression on the child, becoming one of his cherished memories. His excitement peaked when they visited a museum and saw a whole drawer filled with similar cannonballs. It's safe to say that this little find sparked a newfound interest in history and archaeology for the young explorer. Number 15. Meteor lands in back garden. On a warm July day, a man found this in a backyard and sold it for millions. An ordinary homeowner in Appling, Georgia, stumbled upon an extraordinary event right in his own backyard. Jay Sullivan's day took an unexpected turn when a loud disturbance outside his home caught his attention. Initially, he thought it might be a car accident, but upon investigating, he found nothing amiss. However, as he circled his yard, he stumbled upon a peculiar sight: a scorched circle of grass emitting smoke. With a mixture of awe and disbelief, Jay realized he had stumbled upon a meteorite. With a burst of excitement, he exclaimed, "It's a damn meteorite!" As he carefully examined the burning hole, revealing a pink rock nestled within. Reflecting on the experience, Jay remarked, "It was so loud that I thought there was a car accident on the road in front of my house." While meteors have been observed throughout history, their true nature as astronomical phenomena wasn't recognized until the early 19th century. Previously, they were often attributed to atmospheric occurrences akin to lightning, with little connection to the curious tales of rocks falling from the sky. Number 14. Roman Villa. In Wiltshire, England, a massive and intricately decorated Roman villa has recently been unearthed, making it one of Britain's grandest archaeological finds. The discovery came about quite unexpectedly when Luke Irwin, a rug designer, was simply working on his farmhouse in Wiltshire back in 2016. While tinkering around, he unexpectedly hit something solid beneath the ground. Curious, he snapped a quick photo and reached out for help. In no time, archaeologists flocked to his property, uncovering the remnants of what turned out to be one of Britain's grandest Roman villas. These stunning mosaics revealed the opulence of a bygone era, possibly even once graced by the presence of a Roman emperor. Over the course of 8 days, archaeologists meticulously excavated the site, revealing more of the villa's elaborate structure. dating back to around 175 CE, with later modifications in the 4th or 5th century. This villa stands as a testament to wealth and sophistication. The villa, believed to have soared 3 stories high, boasts a reconstruction drawing depicting its former glory. This monumental find holds national significance, shedding light on the luxurious living of ancient times. Alongside the villa, numerous artifacts were unearthed, including coins, brooches, and pottery of exquisite quality. Even a coffin from the same era was repurposed as a flower bed by Irwin's family, showcasing the unexpected ways history intertwines with the present. Number 13. Diamond ring in a carrot. Nature has a funny way of surprising us sometimes, and this story is a perfect example of that. Back in 2004, Mary Graham was tending to her garden on her farm in Alberta, Canada, when she realized something was missing: her diamond wedding ring. This ring had been a cherished gift from her husband and had adorned her finger for over 50 years. Feeling embarrassed about losing it, Mary quietly replaced the ring with an ordinal ring and carried on as usual. Little did she know nature had its own plans to reunite her with her lost treasure. For years, nobody suspected a thing until Mary's daughter-in-law needed some carrots from the garden. While cleaning one of the oddly shaped carrots, she made a surprising discovery. Mary's ring was wrapped around it. It turns out the carrot had grown right through the ring. Recognizing the ring immediately, Mary's spouse gave her a call, reuniting her with her beloved possession. Mary couldn't help but chuckle at the situation, imagining her husband's reaction if he had been alive to witness it. Despite his passing 5 years earlier, the ring had found its way back to her most unexpectedly and amusingly. Number 12. The Suffolk Farmer's Lost Hammer. In 1992, Pete Watling, a farmer from Suffolk, England, was busy working in his field when he accidentally left his hammer in the grass. To help him find it, Watling called his friend Eric Laws, who happened to have a metal detector. Little did they know that their search for the missing hammer would lead to an incredible discovery. As they scanned the area, they stumbled upon gold and silver coins, along with gold jewelry and utensils. Excited by their find, they promptly informed the landowner and the local council. With urgency, they began an emergency excavation, clearing a 98-foot radius around the initial discovery. Surprisingly, within just a day, they unearthed over 15,000 Roman artifacts dating back a long time. Among these treasures were approximately 14,000 silver coins, 24 bronze coins, 500 gold coins, 98 spoons and ladles, and various other items. Remarkably, Watling's lost hammer, which eventually found its way to the British Museum, was also recovered. The entire collection was estimated to be worth around $2.5 million at the time. Adjusted for inflation, this would be approximately $4.5 million today. Number 11. Man finds marijuana plants growing in neighbor's yard. A couple from the Treasure Coast found themselves in hot water after allegedly taking a neighbor's tree, though not for the tree's actual disappearance. Things took a serious turn when police investigating the matter stumbled upon the couple's marijuana garden, leading to legal trouble. The cannabis plant, originating from Central and South Asia, has a rich history in traditional medicine and recreational use. Its effects range from euphoria to altered consciousness, making it a subject of prohibition by Western governments for decades. While cannabis cultivation dates back to ancient times, its psychoactive use traces back at least 2,500 years to the Asian Pamir Mountains. Uruguay paved the way in 2013 by legalizing recreational cannabis, followed by several countries and regions, including Canada, parts of the United States, and South Africa. Despite its federal illegality, cannabis enjoys varying degrees of legality in different places, surprising many with its legal status in the Netherlands and recent legalization in Malta. Number 10. Perfectly stocked fallout shelter. Throughout history, humanity has faced many moments of danger and destruction. Back in the day, people were constantly worried about their safety during wars, as bomb threats were a common occurrence. So, to keep themselves safe, the government encouraged citizens to build their own nuclear bunkers. Even though we don't need to build these bunkers anymore, some houses from the early 19th century still have them intact. Take the case of Colleen and Chris Kasich, a couple from California who bought a lovely home in Woodland Hills back in 2013. While exploring their new property, they stumbled upon a hidden hole in the backyard, 15 feet below the surface, complete with a ladder. What they found was a perfectly preserved nuclear fallout shelter from the 1960s, like a locked time capsule frozen in time. It turns out that a nuclear engineer named Alvin Kaufman had built the shelter to keep his family safe in case of a nuclear strike. The shelter, spacious enough for 4 people, had been left untouched for 50 years, filled with all sorts of 1960s essentials. From non-perishable food to medication, household items, and clothes, it was stocked with everything the Kaufman family might need to survive for a few weeks. There were even board games and magazines for entertainment, along with a water tank and hand-cranked air filter, showing a level of sophistication for its time. The Kasichs have decided to preserve the shelter as a time capsule for eternity, though they haven't made any plans for it just yet. Number 9. Ancient human skeleton found in backyard. 14-year-old Ali Erturk, a 9th grader from Utah, was innocently digging a trout pond in his father's Salt Lake City home when he made an unexpected and somewhat eerie discovery. As he dug 6 feet into the ground, he unearthed what he initially thought were animal bones. However, his surprise turned to astonishment when he stumbled upon a human skull. Immediately realizing the significance of his find, Ali informed his dad, who promptly contacted local authorities. It turned out that Ali had stumbled upon the remains of a Native American individual who lived over 1,000 years ago. Local officials were quick to identify the site as an important archaeological discovery containing the remains of Native Americans. While Ali was pleased with his find, he couldn't shake the memory of unearthing the human skull from his backyard. Despite the prevalence of American Indian skeletons in Utah, where groups like the Shoshone and Ute have resided for 10,000 years, stumbling upon such discoveries on private property is always considered a remarkable event. Number 8. World War II. Bombs. Due to landmines and unexploded bombs, there are still places worldwide that people can't visit. The problem with these explosives is that unless they explode, you won't know they're buried underfoot. By then, it's too late, and you could already be injured from a big blast. Even World War II bombs, looking old and rusty, can still scare people because of their huge size and power. So, when a couple in Missouri found a Japanese bomb from World War II in their yard, they got really worried. They took it inside to clean off the mud, unsure what it was at first. They spotted Japanese writing on it and freaked out. They tried cleaning it with a steak knife but stopped, afraid it might explode. After checking online and finding out it could indeed be a bomb, they called for help. The sheriff's department and even the Air Force and ATF showed up. It got even scarier when they had to stay inside their house while the authorities checked out the area. As it turns out, the bomb was still dangerous, capable of a 500-foot blast. They were lucky nothing bad happened, but it could have been a lot worse. The authorities took the bomb away and warned them about the risks they faced. Number 7. Gold coins. In 2021, a man's decision to invest in a metal detector paid off big time when he stumbled upon an extraordinary find right in his own backyard. Little did he know that his hobby would lead to the discovery of the largest collection of Anglo-Saxon gold coins ever recorded. Over a span of 30 years, this anonymous individual, who remains unnamed, unearthed a total of 131 coins. His journey began around 1990 with the discovery of his first coin. Over the years, between 2014 and 2020, he continued to add to his remarkable collection. Among the treasures he found were ancient Frankish coins, several Roman coins, 2 gold pendants, 2 pieces of gold, a gold bar, and various gold jewelry items. It was truly a stroke of luck. However, despite his remarkable find, the fate of the treasures lay in the hands of the local coroner. Even though the metal detectorist had uncovered the gold coins, the final decision rested with the coroner, backed by the British Museum. Depending on the coroner's ruling, the collection might be sold to the local museum if deemed property of the Crown. It seems the age-old saying of finders keepers doesn't always apply in these extraordinary cases. Number 6. Mammoth skeleton. Back in 2018, out on the edges of Chelsea, Michigan, a farmer and his neighbor were busy digging a trench in their wheat field to put in some drainage pipe. But this wasn't just any old day of work. Suddenly, their backhoe hit something solid about 8 feet down. At first, they thought it might be some buried wood, like an old fence post. But as they dug further, they found something they'd never seen before, a huge bone from a woolly mammoth stretching about 3 feet long. These mammoths used to roam around North America more than 10,000 years ago before they disappeared. Back then, there was still plenty of food and space for them to live. But things changed, and the mammoths vanished, probably because there wasn't enough water or good food left for them. A team of scientists from the Museum of Paleontology nearby came to the farm, and by the end of the day, they'd uncovered about 20% of the ancient creature's bones. They figured out that the mammoth was probably a grown-up male who lived somewhere between 11,000 and 15 years ago. And it's likely that prehistoric humans had something to do with keeping the bones safe all this time. For our subscribers' pick of the day, hold on to your hats, folks, because we've stumbled upon a truly mind-blowing case of a man found this in a backyard and sold it for millions. Take a good look at this photo. If you're thinking what I'm thinking, this could be the ultimate backyard discovery. We're talking about what appears to be a bomb shelter or maybe even a buried facility right in someone's backyard. Can you believe it? I mean, who wouldn't want their own underground survival bunker, right? With all the buzz about impending doom and gloom, it's no wonder people are turning to survival bunkers for peace of mind. Picture this. A cozy space stocked with food, water, and medical supplies, shielded from bombs and other threats. Sure, it may sound like something out of a sci-fi flick, but hey, stranger things have happened, right? So, what do you make of this photo? Drop your thoughts in the comments below, and let's unravel this mystery together. Number 5. 10 million gold coins in Sierra Nevada. Imagine stumbling upon a treasure trove that could change your life in an instant. Well, that's exactly what happened to a couple in California, and their story is nothing short of extraordinary. Unlike treasure hunters scouring the globe, this couple found their fortune right in their own backyard. While out walking their dog on their gold country property one day, they noticed something unusual sticking out of the ground: a rotting canister. Curiosity piqued, and they dug it up and brought it home, not expecting much. However, when they cleaned off the dirt, they were stunned to find not just dusty discs, but incredibly well-preserved gold coins from the 1890s featuring the Liberty Head design. Their excitement grew as they unearthed 8 more cans filled with a total of over 1,400 coins dating from 1847 to 1894, all in mint condition thanks to their gold construction. Worried about attracting treasure hunters, the couple kept their discovery under wraps, seeking advice only from a local currency authority. Some coins were sold to collectors, while others were listed online. At auction, one coin fetched $15,000, more than 3 times its estimated value. But not every coin was sold there. Many were snapped up afterward on sites like Amazon.com. The rarity and condition of these coins have sparked theories about their origin, with some speculating they were stolen from the San Francisco Mint and hidden away by an insider. Others connect them to notorious figures like Jesse James and Black Bart. Regardless, the couple's find has captivated imaginations and showcased a dazzling array of American history, including $20 double eagles and smaller denominations. Truly, it's a tale of ordinary folks stumbling upon an extraordinary fortune in their own backyard. Number 4. Rare plesiosaur bone. In 1997, John Lambert was working on his garden fence in beautiful Suffolk, England, when he stumbled upon something unexpected, a hard object buried in the ground. Initially, he thought it was just a large rock. However, upon further excavation, he realized it was a bone, measuring about 16 inches in length and weighing 15 pounds. Surprisingly, Lambert didn't immediately examine the bone, and instead left it in his shed for 14 years. It wasn't until later that he remembered to bring it to the nearby Ipswich Museum for analysis. The specialists at the museum were astonished to discover that the bone belonged to a plesiosaur, a creature that roamed the Earth 250 million years ago. Despite being a carnivorous reptile, the plesiosaur is not classified as a dinosaur. Known for its sharp serrated teeth, it was adept at consuming prey. Thanks to its paddle-like limbs resembling those of modern penguins, it could navigate through water with ease. The presence of a plesiosaur fossil in Lambert's backyard raised intriguing questions. Typically found in China, Australia, and Africa, it's unusual to find one in Great Britain. Experts speculate that either a similar creature was discovered in the area or the bone was transported there long ago for unknown reasons. Number 3. Weapons. In their backyard in West Valley, Phoenix, this couple stumbled upon an unexpected treasure. While digging a hole for a tree, they uncovered a duffel bag instead of dirt. To their surprise, it was filled with handguns and rifles that had corroded over time. This discovery was both thrilling and unsettling. The house had been vacant for a year, but the family had lived there for 4 years without any clue about the buried cash. They suspect that the bag might have been hidden during the vacant period. The presence of these weapons raised concerns among the neighbors, prompting questions about who buried them, why, and whether they were ever intended for use. The police quickly arrived to confiscate the firearms and investigate whether they were linked to any criminal activity. It's a story that's both intriguing and cautionary, highlighting the unexpected finds that can lurk beneath the surface. Number 2. 19th century casket. Researchers have identified the remains of a young girl from the 19th century discovered beneath a San Francisco house in a small metal casket. Edith Howard Cook, just shy of her 3rd birthday, passed away on October 13, 1876, according to the Garden of Innocents, an NGO. Construction workers found her bones in May after over 30,000 people were relocated from San Francisco's Oddfellow Cemetery to Greenlawn Memorial Park in Colmar in the 1920s. Alyssa Davey, a genealogist behind the Garden of Innocents project, orchestrated Edith's reburial in Colma and began searching for her bones last year. After extensive research, a breakthrough came when a map of the ancient cemetery at the University of California, Berkeley Library was connected to the location of Edith Scoofy's parents, Horatio Cook and Edith. With the family name identified, researchers sought living descendants, and one provided his DNA for analysis. Peter Cook, a Marine County resident, was Edith's grandnephew, whose DNA matched hair strands. Professor Gelmer Erkins of UC Davis, who assisted with the DNA tests, suggested Edith likely succumbed to severe malnourishment or marasmus. Number 1. Bomb shelter. In 2015, there was quite a surprise when an Arizona homeowner stumbled upon what seemed to be a Cold War fallout bunker hidden beneath his garden. The news first circulated on an internet forum, where the homeowner revealed that he had uncovered a nuclear fallout shelter dating back to the 1960s, thanks to information from the house's previous owner in Tucson, Arizona. As he dug around, his excitement grew. It turns out Whitaker Pools had constructed the shelter in 1961, evident from the clearly visible round entrance and the upside-down positioned hatch, as seen in the pictures. However, the shelter's condition wasn't ideal, showing signs of rust and some steps leading to its collapse. Upon opening the shelter's door, the owner quickly inspected the dome and found it made of concrete with a fiberglass ceiling. Surprisingly, the shelter was empty, lacking any supplies or furniture. Nevertheless, the homeowner expressed his intention to renovate the entire shelter and stock it with the necessary supplies and gear. The discovery serves as a reminder of the fear and anxiety people lived with during the Cold War era, particularly between the 1960s and 1980s, when the threat of intercontinental ballistic missiles armed with nuclear bombs loomed large, prompting those who could afford it to build bomb shelters for protection. Thanks for watching. We'll see you in the next video.